Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulullah. You're welcome to today's reaction. Inshallah, I'll be reacting to a video, a discussion between Brother Hijab and Jordan Peterson. A very nice discussion in the sense that Jordan Peterson was asked if enough evidence is shown to him beyond reasonable doubt that Islam is the truth. Is he going to accept Islam? Is he going to become a Muslim? And his answer was no right away. So let's get down to the video and see what transpired.
If I were to bring reasonable evidence which would satisfy some kind of probabilistic reasoning that the Prophet Muhammad, we believe is the final prophet, right? That he was a true prophet, would you be willing to become a Muslim?
I wouldn't dispute a priori the idea that Muhammad was a true prophet. But I don't understand what that means.
You see, I've watched few of Jordan Peterson's video and he kept using these exact words. I don't know what that means. And I believe this man is only trying to play games. You know, he said he wouldn't dispute the priority idea that Muhammad is a true prophet. But then he doesn't understand what that means. You know, it's like trying to play games with these people.
We don't believe in original sin or the resurrection, the crucifixion, all this kind of thing. We don't believe in any of that. Or the Trinity, of course.
You see, I think it's important I address this issue because a lot of Christians, you know, keep messaging that why is it that Muslims, they don't believe in the Bible, but they keep quoting the Bible. You see, it's totally illogical for you to expect us to quote the Quran. When you use a verse from the Bible to justify a narrative, you know, we have to use the same Bible you believe in to tell you, okay, no, this is what it might mean. For example, in John, we see Jesus saying that I and the Father are one. Okay, but sometimes you can't really understand what a verse means until you use some other verse to understand better what a verse is. In that same John, we would see that Jesus said, and the Father is greater than I. Okay, so how can we marry these two verses together? You understand? I can't start quoting from the Quran and telling you that, okay, this is what we believe Jesus is. Okay, no. We have to give you that same biblical verse so that you can try and marry them together. So how do you understand this verse? It's simple. I and the Father are one. One in what sense? If you say one in divinity, then it contradicts the Father is greater than I. But then if it is one in purpose, then the other verse gives us a better understanding of what this verse means. Meaning, one in purpose, and the Father is greater than I, but we are the same in purpose. So we'll definitely quote from the Bible if it has to do with a conversation that is in the Bible. We'll definitely quote from the Bible. And I believe it is vice versa. Okay, you can't justify something from the Bible using the Quran. Okay, so I think it is vice versa.
So I have to ask.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the question exactly.
He wants to know if you'll convert to Islam.
No, I'm saying that, no, that wasn't.
I mean, that's the question. Well, look, I would say to some degree, it's not up to me.
No.
You see, I don't really understand what he meant by, I would say to a certain degree, it is not up to me. You know, I've seen people talk about these and, you know, saying that, you know, if Allah wish guidance for me, of course I'll be guided. And if he doesn't wish me guidance, then that's his wish. You know, of course it doesn't, these things doesn't work that way. You would have to take that step. You would have to open your heart and try to embrace the truth, okay? You wouldn't just leave everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Although I don't understand what he meant by that, you know, it is not up to me. But then this is what I think, you know, this is what I see people, you know, say when they talk about it is not up to me, it is left for Allah. And in fact, they try to bring verses from the Quran, you know, trying to justify what, you know, they meant by that. But then I don't know what he meant by that. So
But my question was, just to remind you, the question was, if I gave you evidence that would satisfy a certain level of probabilistic...
No.
So you wouldn't?
No, because that isn't how I evaluate.
You see, I think Jordan Peterson to a certain degree knows what he's doing. He knows the truth, and I think he's studied a lot. He studied a lot about Islam, and he knows what Islam entails. And him coming to the masjid, I don't see him changing, because he's encountered so many Muslims and he's spoken with them, but then there's no difference. I believe he had studied Islam to a certain degree of certainty, that he knows, yes, this is the truth from Allah, this is the truth from the one true God. but there is this thing I see pulling him back. Perhaps he sees Islam as something that doesn't fit the way he reasons. And maybe that's why he couldn't answer when he was asked, then how do you evaluate? Because he said that's not the way he evaluates situations. But how do you then evaluate? He couldn't answer. And this man reminds me of Abu Jahal. Abu Jahal is known to be someone that is very, very intelligent. And in fact, his people named him Abu al-Hakam. That is the father of wisdom. But the Prophet ﷺ changed it and named him Abu Jahal, which means the father of ignorance, simply because he knew the truth, but he refused to accept the truth. And in fact, in one narration by Mughira bin Shu'bah, he said that a man from Ta'if visited Mecca and he happened to be with Abu Jahal. So he and Abu Jahal came across the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ used that opportunity to invite him to Islam and said, why wouldn't you want to accept Islam and see me as a messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then Abu Jahl responded by saying that if I know that you are speaking the truth, I would have followed you. On hearing this, the Prophet ﷺ turned and left. And Abu Jahl told that person that visited from Ta'if that I know this man is saying the truth. But then there is something pulling me back. Then he made a list of so many things that he felt, are the reasons why he couldn't just accept Islam, despite knowing that this is the truth from Allah. And I think I can say the same with Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is intelligent to that degree that he is able to understand the truth from falsehood. And I hope he doesn't die this way. Because if he does, then he definitely would be the Abu Jahal of our time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.